Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. How are you guys doing? Just a couple of minutes late to the stream. Apologize. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing, man? Oh my god, the hype for this match is unreal. Barca versus Inter group stage of the Champions League. My god, it's crazy. Like the hype for this match is like I've never seen anything like it. It feels like a knockout group stage or knockout game, like a semi final or even a final. The way that the Barca fans are hyping it. Whoa, there we go. We should be back, right? I don't know what happened there. It just said like not connected. Device is not connected, which is weird because all my devices are connected. Um, Short and sweet video this week. Yeah. Let me know, guys, quickly if you can comment if everything is okay. If you can hear me and see me. Most importantly, hear me. If you can't see me, it is what it is. Hopefully, you can be able to see me. Juve are losing 1-0 at the moment to Maccabi Haifa. Thank you, Bruce Wayne, for the update. That was, I mean, I want, of course, you always want Juve to lose, but I want them to keep Allegri. I want Allegri to stay there. If they lose today, that is the end of Allegri. There's no way that Allegri can survive after this, surely. So I actually don't want them to lose today. But yeah, thank you, Eduardo, for confirming. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Mr. Jesus. John Cena, yeah, you can't see me. Let me give a shout out to the other people that are here. Apologies once again for that little technical hitch. Balta in the house, Christian Potato in the house. Something to listen while in the shower. Should we listen to music, bro? Balkan Warrior in the house. Niak in the house as well. Thank you everyone that has joined. 15 people in the house. Make sure you guys are leaving a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Hit that like button, everyone, as Matthias says. Yeah, guys, this is really interesting because it's just a group stage game when you think about it, but it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like this is a group stage. This feels like I don't think I was even this excited or like kind of impressive about the Liverpool game last year, the round of 16 game. Like it's really weird how the hype has been built on this game. Really, really weird. But yeah, I'm just trying to load my slide, which is maybe why that thing didn't work. So I might have to convert. One moment. I need to convert my PowerPoint into a PDF, I think, because it seemed like my StreamYard just struggled with that PowerPoint for some reason. So let me try to do that. Convert that to a PDF. Um anyway, guys, let me know how you guys feeling about this. Give me your early thoughts before I get into my match preview. What's your early thoughts going into this game? As Eduardo says, he's got low expectations, which is the right way to approach this. I agree with you, Eduardo. Every time I'm positive, we lose, so I have to start your stream on the downside. But you always end it on the you always start low and then you end it positive, usually, don't you, Eduardo? But yeah, I'm also on the kind of low expectation side, but I think we can definitely at least get a draw. I think we can get a draw. I don't think it's out of our grasp at all. And a draw is good for this Inter team. If we get a draw tomorrow, we win the head-to-head versus Barcelona. We go to the next games with the qualification to the next stage, to the round of 16 within our grasp. Because then all Inter need to do is beat Victoria Pilsen at home, which in theory, I mean, it would be the most Inter thing in the world to draw or even win against Barca tomorrow and then completely F up against Victoria Pilsen at home and then get smashed by Bayern and completely dodge the round of 16. But in theory, it's very much within our grasp with a draw tomorrow. But as a lot of you guys are saying, it's probably going into it with low expectations. It is the Camp Nou. Barca very, very seldom lose there. And we're all scared about this Agzost Avicii or whatever, however to say your name. I apologize if I said it wrong. But if Gagliardini starts, of course, it's a completely different game. But the predicted lineups, which we'll get into in a moment, don't have Gagliardini in them as of yet. And yeah, the media thing is kind of building up, and of course the referee pressure as well that we're going to talk about in a moment. It could be a good thing as well. Yeah, the fact that they're putting so much pressure on themselves, and we're going into this as big underdogs, like, everything is against us. Xavi just had his press conference and he talked about this as being like a final, saying that the Camp Nou needs to be like a volcano, and we need to make this right. We need to make because their position in the group is definitely not what they were expecting. So the pressure and expectation is definitely on Barca, which in theory should help us, because usually, Inter over the years, whenever we're the underdogs, I feel like we do much better as the underdog rather than the favorite. So it's really interesting. The 2010, the throwback to 2010 vibes, the tripleta year under Mourinho, they're all right there. The same kind of feeling of like we're ahead of them in the tie. Of course, this is not knockout. That time it was knockout. This is group stage, but still, we actually it is kind of like a knockout, because if it is like an away leg, because we can't lose for more than 1-0, because then they have the head-to-head advantage. So even though it's a group stage game, if it actually feels like a knockout game. Let me see if I can share the PDF now. Hopefully it doesn't crash. If it crashes, I apologize. I'll just go out and come back in. It's processing. Let's see. Don't crash on me. Okay, I think it worked. Let's see. Yes, it worked. Okay, I'll get into that in a minute. Let me see your comments once again. It's important, because if we draw or win, we can make exactly Bruce Wayne. Park the bus 1100. That is the vibe I'm with as well. Especially if we go with 3-5-2, why not crowd middle, knowing Barca will try to go for the win and we only have 2 strikers? Yes, I was definitely, I've talked about it after the Sassuolo game as well. Even for the Sassuolo game, I was saying, at the moment with no strikers, or, just 2 strikers available fit, and Mkhitaryan available, he's in decent form. He can play that second striker type of role, like a 3-5-1-1, pack the midfield a bit more. That's the vibe I was on for sure. But as we'll get into the predicted lineups, it looks like we're going back to a 3-5-2. What's up, Kirby? Barca still speaking about refs in our previous game. They didn't really take it as a big club. Oh man, we'll get into it. We'll get into the Barca situation. I hope there's no Barca fans watching this, because we're gonna get into Barca. They are not behaving like a big club. They were crybabies after the first game, and the whole behavior leading into this game, borderline embarrassing, to be honest. This Barca doesn't scare me at all. Sadly, Lukaku is still not fit, not even on the bench. He would bully PK. Yeah. Oh, I mean, the one that really anyone could bully is Eric Garcia. But no, that's what we said when we drew Barca in at the beginning of the draw, like when we got them back in August. We all said, this is the one, this is the game that we feel like we can get something out of this game. Draw is possible if we score early. I don't think we can come from behind. Yeah, I agree. Even though in the league we've seen that usually it was not good if Inter go ahead. We've seen that Inter going ahead is not a good thing. Happened against Sassuolo again. But in the Champions League against Barca, we went against that trend. But in the league, usually we're not good. This whole season we've been awful as soon as we go ahead. I think there is a Barca fan in the house who's saying Lever will destroy Inter. I hope you are wrong. If I was started, I would start Aslani behind Lautaro and let him clog up the midfield. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's again, yeah, that is one of the options. But I feel like, in that role, if you have someone like Mkhitaryan, who is, played most of his career as an attacking mid / second striker, I'm really leaning towards that. But I can see the thought of having like the young legs of Aslani in there. Yeah, no, there's no. I'm not denying that there was a penalty, mate. But yeah, mind your language whilst you're on this channel. Don't get too cheeky, don't get too cocky whilst you're here. I have no problem admitting that Dumfries, we got away with it. But as we'll get into it, you guys don't talk too much when it comes to Barcelona. There's a reason why you guys are called UEFA Loner. Hey, we've got Football Drawn in the house, friend. Make sure you guys check out his channel. He makes a very interesting hand-drawn, well, actually, I don't know if it's hand-drawn, but drawn animated content around football. Unfortunately, he's a Milan fan, but he does make really good content. Lukaku is not even on the bench once again. We thought he could be on the bench, but once again, it has been delayed once again. Yeah, Nick, we'll get into it now. Let's get into the match preview. The build-up, as we're talking about, the build-up to this has been crazy. And Barcelona, they're building up to this like I've never seen like a build-up for like a group stage match like this. The other day, let's start off on the right side. The post they did on Twitter just the other day. We could not be less, no podíamos ser menos, on this official Spanish side. It's like, they're saying like, they're really building like, we can't be less than this. Like, we have to work for the win. This is like a final. So it's like building it to a massive level. And on the left today, they released a kind of graphic to kind of information for the game against Inter for the Camp Nou, for the Spotify, or what is now called the Spotify Camp Nou. I remember when they said they wouldn't, give naming rights for the stadium. But anyway, so only physical tickets. So they're trying to stop resellers as well, which is fine. Access with digital versions is not permitted. Whatever. Trying to get the timings. Recommends to get the stadium early as possible. Blah blah blah. The use of public transport. But the fourth line. The fifth line. The last line is what we need to focus on. So access to areas for home fans will not be permitted to those wearing Inter colors. So they won't let Inter fans be anywhere apart from the allocation area, which is interesting. I've never seen that type of rule. I think that what they're trying to do is prevent what happened to them against Eintracht Frankfurt last year, where they got absolutely done over. The Eintracht Frankfurt came in their numbers and they pretty much took over Camp Nou. Like, you could see and hear probably more Eintracht Frankfurt fans than Barcelona fans in that Europa League game. So it's really, really odd rule that they're bringing in. And yeah, the fact that are they trying to get, like, I've heard of PSG that maybe did this against Juventus or something, but they're trying to even ban people wearing the color blue or Inter colors. Like, it's really odd. Like, you're actually trying to implement a law. Like, you can't tell people what to wear. It's odd. It's really odd. But yeah, I don't say that they're scared, but they're definitely fearing or something, or they don't want what happened against Eintracht to happen again. So really, really odd kind of build up to this game, especially for a club of the size of Barca. It doesn't really I don't know what to make of it. I'm quite confused. I am quite confused with this. Moving on, the Twitter, if you've been on Twitter as well, it's been really funny over the last couple of days. So there was a in Twitter post that came out that says that Barca fear that Bayern Munich may let Inter win in the last match of the Champions League group stage and set their goal to win all 3 remaining matches to ensure qualification to the next round. Of course, the source is at Sport, which it's a Spanish paper that I don't really give too much credence to, but it's a good little way of giving some banter to them. So I made that post putting Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, retweeted that using that image, because obviously Rummenigge is an Inter legend and now he is a director at Bayern, one of the the big boys at Bayern. So just poking fun at Barca that the Inter Rummenigge has said in the past he still has a very big soft spot for Inter still. Him and Beppe Marotta might be cooking something in the background. That would be delicious. Again, speaking to the kind of the fear of Barcelona, perhaps that something like that could happen, because there is a rivalry over the last few years between Bayern and Barcelona, because of the last few results between those two. There's this rivalry building, and then on the right hand side, my brother on Twitter, of course, you guys must know about Snudgets Perisnitch on Twitter. He put together a few screenshots of what's going on Twitter. It's like all of these Real Madrid fans that are kind of getting together and kind of trolling Barcelona, of course, because they're obviously the biggest rivals are Barcelona, but they're kind of using Inter as kind of the way to do it. Like they're changing their profile pictures, their names or something, just like Forza Inter, or just tweeting very pro Inter kind of stuff. Like it's been very funny the last couple of days, and it's nice to get to get that kind of I mean, we've not had much luck against Real Madrid over the last few seasons, to be honest. But it's nice that we've got extra support from these Real Madrid fans. Yeah, exactly, Nicola. Real Madrid fans are now Inter fans. Barca really are a different toxic breed. Yeah, some of them can be. I don't want to generalize to the whole fan base for sure, but definitely can see it. I'll just say it's the same thing when you said it. We're brothers. Yeah, at the moment it feels like we're brothers with the Real Madrid fans. What's up, bro? Getting 2010 semi-final vibes. Is definitely. I said that at the beginning of the stream. If you missed it, it does feel like that 2010 vibe for sure. Man, all of this makes me want to beat them even more. They're already my second most hated team behind Juve, of course. Yeah, I feel like Barcelona have always got this. I've never understood the kind of image they get. I think maybe back in the day it was definitely deserved in terms of, they used to have very strong beliefs and morals, but definitely over the last few years, they've gone completely against those. So I'm not a big fan of how they operate and do things over the last few years. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind getting, past the group stage over them. But the job is definitely nowhere done, guys. We need to stay focused on the job. Not relevant, but Di Maria is now out injured. Oh my goodness, that is literally the one guy that's like saving Juventus at the moment. Fear Allegri will be sacked. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. Yeah, I know. I mean, I've liked Barcelona in the past as well, especially when they were at their peak. Under Pep, especially like the style of football they played. Even more under Luis Enrique. I really like that Luis Enrique Barcelona team, the MSN team. But over the last few years, yeah, my likeness towards them has definitely gone down. So if we win tomorrow, are we through the group stage? I think not officially, are we? I don't think it's officially, because I think you need at least like 10 points to confirm that advancement. But it pretty much is. I think it pretty much is. I could be wrong. Maybe mathematically we are through if we win, but I honestly do not see a win. A maximum a draw I'm seeing tomorrow. Not even being like negative, I think just being realistic. And then moving on to the next slide. Yeah, we were talking about, there's a lot of pressure on the referee. So for tomorrow's game, so Kirby says if we win, we qualify. There you go. So tomorrow there's a lot of pressure. There's going to be a lot of pressure on the referee, because we saw in the first game there's a lot of pressure, and Xavi was putting a lot of pressure on the referee. Tomorrow there's a Polish referee. I forgot what his name is, but all eyes are going to be on him. So I hope the pressure doesn't get to the referee. I hope he's ready for the pressure coming from the Camp Nou, from the fans, from Xavi, from the players, from the bench, from the stands. Everyone's going to be putting a lot of pressure on him. So all eyes are going to be pointing towards him, and the decision that he makes, every little thing's going to be criticized. And I can feel it. Obviously we got the luck. We got some lucky calls against Barca the first time round. So I can definitely feel that we're going to have some harsh calls against us tomorrow. Even the offside call that we got, very, very marginal. But of course, offside is offside. That is even if it was Lautaro's big forehead, it is what it is. But very, very marginal. but I can see it tomorrow. So the players need the concentration levels tomorrow cannot be anywhere below 100%. They need to be 110%, 500, 1000%, because every little mistake, any little, foul even near or in the box is probably going to be given as a penalty. And the yellow cards, we know Inzaghi is obsessed with the yellow cards. They need to be on it. They need to be making sure that they don't get silly yellow cards. But it's a type of match. I saw, Anthony and Bruno did the inter-worldwide preview. They talked about it quite rightly. This is the type of match you probably need to get some yellow cards just to get physical, do some, tackles in there that, get under the skin of the Barca players. So Inzaghi just needs to manage that situation properly. Don't sub off players straight away. But this is also the match. You don't want to go down to 10 men in this game. Yes, I know it's all about the 2010 vibes, all that kind of stuff, but we don't want to go down to 10 men. We want to make sure you stay with 11 men. And, Inzaghi managed that situation properly. No substitution before the end of the first half, please. At least wait to the second half. And yeah, just trust your players, man. These are professional players. You can go a match with a yellow card without being subbed off, guys. 46 people here. Thank you, Eduardo, for reminding people, like and subscribe. And Bastoni, you can see Bastoni in that picture. He's gonna have some eyes pointed to him for sure. His post in the in his Instagram where he was dragging Gavi by the scruff of the neck or by his shirt, caused a lot of controversy. Barca fans were crying and fuming in his mentions, but also in his wife's DMs, which was absolutely disgraceful. Saying derogatory things or attacking Bastoni's wife in her DMs, which was absolutely disgraceful. But Bastoni did, if it was to Bastoni, I understand that, because Bastoni asked for it by posting that type of picture. It was cheeky. But he's definitely going to get booed tomorrow. So I hope he's got thick skin enough to cope with that type of attention and pressure. And then we go back to the Barcelona fans that was crying here. I don't know if he's still here. What was his name? Sartak Boom. The way UEFA loaner thing obviously is kind of is a banter thing, and obviously is more relating to the fact the stuff that happened with you guys probably a while ago now. There's been the Chelsea game from was it like 2008 or was it 2007, whatever that date was. But there's things that happen in this fixture, to you guys, in favor of you guys. Obviously, the famous one, the Busquets Thiago Motta moment, where Thiago Motta doesn't even touch him. He moves his elbow towards him, but he doesn't actually make any contact. And this Busquets guy, play acting, as we can see in that famous picture, the peekaboo picture. And a lot of Inter fans still hate him because of that. But I just can't hate him because he's such a good player. And then the other one, just a few seasons ago, Sensi, I think is Longley on Sensi. That should have been a penalty. Going for the tackle, not getting any of the ball, and no penalty was given, and Barca won that game. That was actually the game where Sensi balled out, early Conte ball, when the Sensi Barella Brozovic midfield, the little glimpse that we got only for those 2 months, but it was never to be seen pretty much ever again after that. Sad, and we lost that game as well, as I said. So if you want to talk about referees, we can go back as far as you want about those types of things. But I don't like talking about these types of things. I'm only talking about it because Barca and their fans really made it about the referee. And as I said, the call was incorrect in favor of Inter, but the other things have happened in the past. And what the hell? Juve are 2-0 down at the moment. My goodness. This is the end of Allegri. This must be the end of Allegri. Oh my goodness. There is no way he can survive this, surely. There is no way they can survive this, surely. What's up, Aris? We're previewing the Barcelona game, but everyone's giving me these Juventus Maccabi Haifa updates at the moment, and I cannot. He said we have to talk about it. Yeah, Balkori, I'm sorry. I'm a big Sensi fan, if you guys don't know. But unfortunately, things just didn't work out for him physically, or I I don't think, I think Inzaghi's kind of lost faith in him, just like Conte did. So I think his adventure, unfortunately, at Inter is over. Even though he's doing well once again, and Monza now, since the change of coach, he's starting doing well again, and he looks like he's been staying fit as well. Dino Allegri, yeah, man, it's hilarious what is going on over there, Juve. But anyway, let's focus on us. I watched a bit of the Celta Vigo game at the other day, and guys, it was 1-0, but Celta Vigo. Celta Vigo could have, drawn the game or even won. Really, the Barca had a really strong first half, but then they kind of collapsed in the second half, and Celta Vigo had chances, and they should have taken some of their chances, to be honest. So some of the screenshots I've taken from the Barca Celta Vigo game, what we need to watch out for, those third man runs. So you can see Lewandowski has vacated his spot up front, and their right back or centre back has followed him. But Gavi makes that third man run into the space, and he's found, I think, by Jordi Alba there, by a little lofted through ball. And this is where their goal comes from. Gavi puts it into the middle. The centre back slides, but he gets it wrong, and then Pedri just comes in behind him, sneaks the ball away, and tucks it in. So that's one thing we need to watch out for, because obviously we saw De Vrij, Skriniar, Bastoni really almost man-marking, like old-school man-marking on Lewandowski, depending on which zone he was in. One of the centre-backs would pick him up, and they would follow him. So if they follow him, someone from the centre-mids or the centre-backs need to talk. The communication needs to be on point to say, follow Gavi, follow Pedri. These third-man runs into space. We've seen Inter this season. We've been very sloppy on these runs, so everyone needs to be fully switched on. And yeah, as I was talking about, Celta Vigo had chances, guys. I know Barca have a really good record defensively in La Liga, and even against Inter. Inter only created, I think it was 0.15 xG, and we scored the one goal. So they are quite tight defensively, even though names-wise they don't strike me or even put any fear into me, especially without Koundé and Araujo. I think if it was Koundé and Araujo, I wouldn't even entertain a draw or even a win. I would just be resigned to nothing happening. But without Araujo and Koundé, who are very athletic and able to easily defend in open space, they will give you a chance, at least one chance in the game. And our players need to be on point, especially Lautaro, who has been off form. He's on 8 games streak without a goal. He needs to tuck away these types of chances if it comes to him. We need Lautarito to step up like he did a few years ago against Barcelona away at the Nou Camp. And again here, a 1v1 chance created from a little, long ball lumped up to the striker, wins the nod on. There's 2 centre-backs they're going for, actually. You can't see it. I think it's Eric Garcia and Piqué. Piqué is behind the striker. You can't see him there. So there's miscommunication there. They both go up for the header. They both lose it to the striker. And then, unfortunately, the striker there is unable to take advantage of the opportunity, which was a really good one. Who was it? Oh yeah, Iago Aspas as well. Out of all the players of Celta Vigo, he's their main guy, and he's the one who couldn't take the chance. So Lautaro, brother, please, I beg you, tomorrow at the Nou Camp, we need you. We need Lautaro. We need the big match player Lautaro. The reputation that he formed, a few years ago, especially when he first broke through the Inter team, of being a big match player. I don't think it's accurate, especially in the Champions League. I don't think it's accurate. Last season in the Champions League group stages, he had 0 goals against Liverpool. Both matches, he wasn't good enough. Apart from the goal, he scored out of nothing, which was beautiful. But we need Lautaro to be doing more in the Champions League. And tomorrow would be the perfect game for it. So hopefully, if it's Dzeko starting next to him, we can create a situation like this. And even Gosens, we saw Gosens potentially being able to create situations like that against Victoria Pilsen. If you guys remember, Gosens there comes into the box. So you here Gosens and Dzeko here swap, their roles around in terms of Gosens going into the box. But Gosens is really good in the air. He's very good in the air, like Dumfries. So if he does start someone like Gosens or Dumfries, having that aerial threat, that would be really, really good. And remember, Dzeko scored off that. Let's continue to your comments. They will turn up against us, though. Clearly feel like they will have something to prove. Yeah, exactly. As Xavi said, they feel like this is a final. So I'm sure they will turn up for sure tomorrow. Hey, Jut, thank you very much for the for the donation for $2 Canadian. Y'all getting destroyed tomorrow, mark my words. Wow. You could have been nicer there, bro, but thank you anyway. I appreciate the donation either way. I'm guessing you're a Barca fan as well, or maybe you're a neutral who thinks Inter are getting destroyed. Let me know. Yeah, who do you support? Jota 107. Because I disagree. I wouldn't be surprised to see us losing, but destroyed, I don't see us getting destroyed for sure. As I said, I think all this pressure on Barcelona in the end, I don't think is going to pay off. I think it's going to have a negative effect on Barcelona and their players. I agree this game, he needs to score and make an impact. Nick Knox, he disagrees. He says Dzeko needs to be the one to step up. Yeah, no, of course, all of them, everyone needs to step up. All the strikers, only 2 strikers at the moment need to step up. But as I say, like, I put my pressure on more on the better players. I need on these big nights, these big European nights, Barella, Skriniar, Lautaro, and of course Dzeko as well. But I'm talking about Lauti because he didn't step up for us last season. Dzeko stepped up for us last season. Don't forget last season who stepped up in the Champions League. The clinching goal against Shakhtar Donetsk was Dzeko. Both thingy, yeah, like Dzeko had 2 goals, I think, in the Champions League last year. Like he's the one who stepped up last year in the Champions League, not Lautaro. So yeah, either Dzeko or Lautaro. I don't mind who it is, but as I say, I always on the big nights, I want the big players to be stepping up. If we're considering them world-class players, this is when they need to be stepping up. Hey, Aaron JW, thank you very much for the donation, brother. Inter winning 3-0 here. Look at that. He's fighting back. He's fighting back to Mr. Jutt over here. Bro, again, I don't see that happening. I don't see Inter winning 3-0, but I definitely hope you're right and not Mr. Jutt. We'll get into the match predictions towards the end. Jake, what's up? Thank you very much coming through. Channel member, I do believe Lautaro will contribute to a goal, but I doubt we'll get the win. Yeah, even an assist, anything, any type of contribution, we'll take it. But I am with you. Whatever happens tomorrow, I really struggle to see a win coming in. RS Bastoni says Real Madrid fans are backing us, which is triggering Barca fans for sure, bro. It is triggering Barca fans a lot. But imagine that would be the same for us. Imagine if we were playing, or let's say, yeah, Chelsea fans. Let's say there was like some sort of dynamic between Chelsea and Milan going on right now. I'm sure we would be on the train with Chelsea fans, going against Milan, or as we are right now, going all against them, against Juve and being Maccabi Haifa fans. Hey, Akash, my bro. Big game. Let's play with fire and intensity tomorrow and give our best and not focus on the result. Yeah, that's it. That's the most important thing tomorrow. I want to see, the same thing we did against Barca the first time round. I think we covered 124 kilometers. We covered by the end of that game. We need to put everything out on that game, on that pitch. Don't think about Salernitana. It's all or nothing tomorrow. Are we bringing Primavera strikers to this game? Yeah, I think they have to for the UEFA list. They have to. That's how it is. I think Valentin Carboni is pretty much a permanent part because how those you have to have those UEFA lists and you have to have the youth players as part of those. Let me see if they've announced the squad actually on the Inter website. No, so they've got the pictures up, but they haven't announced the full squad unless they have done it on the Twitter. Let me see if they haven't done it on Twitter. Inter on Twitter. No, they've just posted pictures and stuff. So yeah, but no, there will be definitely 100% Valentin Carboni and some other guys. I saw Esposito's other brother, Francesco Pio Esposito. He took part of training today, so he might be part of the team too. So you're a Barca fan, Judd. Thank you very much once again for the donation. But watch a lot of football. We win 2-0. I think that's a realistic prediction. I'm not even going to clown you for that. Like, I think that's a pretty realistic prediction, to be honest. If I was a betting man, I'd probably put money on that. And Xavi said today that they asked him, would you sign for a 1-0 win? He said, no, I would sign for a 2-0 win, because that would mean that they win against us head-to-head. So if we end up on the same points, they would go ahead of us, because they would beat us on the head-to-head. But hopefully, yeah, even if we lose, I hope it's a 1-0, because then we can have the goal difference. Because then we can, even if we lose 1-0 tomorrow, guys, if we actually beat Pilsen, because then it's still not lost, then we need to beat Pilsen, and then we need to thrash them and try to get goal difference up, because then, then we got Bayern, but then we also have to hope Bayern beat Barca in their other game. But it's still possible. Even if we lose tomorrow, it's still possible for us to go through. But then things get really, really difficult, because it's very unlikely that we get a result away at the Allianz Arena. But at the same time, Bayern could be playing a rotated game by the end of by that game. Why is Toro defender after 8 goalless games, but Dzeko's criticized for scoring twice? Yeah, that's what I've always really, like, if you watch my channel last season, I was always confused as the treatment to Dzeko compared to Lautaro, because I was always like, Dzeko is supposed to be the dusted one. Like, he's a 35, 36 years old. Yes, of course, last season we brought him as the Lukaku replacement, but he stepped up in that first part of the season. And then Lautaro goes on way too many like goal droughts. But the one thing with Lautaro is you can never criticize him, because he's the amount of effort he puts in, the grinta he puts in. But that's all good and well. But as I say, to me, from the best players, I always expect a little bit more with Lautaro. I'm not happy with him just being a pressing merchant and just being happy to be working hard. If he's considered to be one of our best players, or world-class player, he needs to be doing more on a technical level, on a quality level. So yeah, I've always on this channel, and I don't do it just to criticize, but I try to just try to level out the playing field, where I always feel like Dzeko is the one getting the slander, and Lautaro is the golden boy who doesn't seem to receive as much. It's going to be one or a tie, but depends on what mentality we play with. A tie for me is a win, but there's a chance of a counter, Lautaro ending his drought. Yeah, no, to me, a draw is a win as well, 100%. If you tell me today, do you sign for a draw? I say yes. Give me a 0-0 draw. I really hope the midfield turn up. Every time the midfield does bad, the whole team does bad. Yeah, exactly. The defending starts really like when the midfield plays well. That's when we also defend well. So Mkhitaryan, Hakan, Barella, we need an exact same type of vibe game that we had last time round. Thank you, Mattia, for reminding people to like the video. I don't think the goal difference matters unless we lose more than one. Yeah, that's what I said. So if we lose by 1-0, then the goal difference starts to matter. But if we lose by anything more than 1, then it's all out the window. Even if we lose, we should keep the score and keep the goal difference to a minimum, like 2-1. I think it has to be 1-0. I think as soon as Barca score more than we have against them, then it doesn't matter. I think it has to be 1-0 to be the same on a head-to-head. Thank you again, Aaron JW, for the donation. Barca spent 150 million this summer, and still, I'm guessing you're trying to say they still can't win. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you really corrected yourself. Yeah, I mean, all those financial levers they pulled, and they're struggling against an Inter team that's barely able to do anything in the transfer window. This brings shame to Italy and UCL. Barcelona looked like shit versus Celta. We can hurt them. Hoping Zaghi sees this and does only try to only play defensively. Doesn't or does try to play defensively, Kirby? Because I think, yeah, I hope you mean that it doesn't try only play defense. Because I think, yeah, as I said in the screenshot, I think we can definitely hurt this Barcelona team. Let's go. Let's tie this. But I believe if we lose by 2-1, we win the head-to-head. I'm not sure. Someone needs to double check on that, but I'm pretty sure that. Oh yeah, because then we've scored one more than them, but then they've scored two. So I think it has to be a 1-0 loss. Otherwise, we lose because then Barca have scored two against us, whereas we only scored one against them. Oh no, but then we scored two. I don't know. Someone needs to double check on that. I'm never sure how these like rules work exactly. By the way, you're my Desi bro. Please speak Hindi. Just one word. I'm Pakistani. Lol. Hey, nice, bro. There's some other. I think there's a few other Pakistani brothers that follow my channel. So appreciate you. Kidda Janab. What happened, Frankie De Jong? So yeah, he might be starting tomorrow. Let's get into the. I think I have the predicted lineups next. Yeah, let's get into the predicted lineups. So. Oh yeah, there you go. They removed the away goals rule. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, it has to be a 1-0 loss maximum. They removed the away goal rule. So yeah, for us, this is a screenshot I took from Sky Sport Italy, but I saw that Di Marzio posted that it would be Di Marco on the left. So let's see. Aris, no, Lukaku's definitely not playing tomorrow. Not even on the bench once again. His return keeps getting delayed. But yeah, so Skriniar, De Vrij, Bastoni, Onana in goal, most importantly. Same midfield, which I'm happy with because I think that midfield, I like that midfield. I think Hakan is doing well in the absence of Brozo. I think, yeah, Aslani, as much as I like him, I think this match is way too much high pressure for him at the moment. We saw against Sassuolo that he's maybe not quite ready for these types of matches yet, but Inzaghi needs to give him trust in the future, but not this match. Maybe as a substitute, bring some fresh legs on in the second half. The right-hand side, that's an interesting one because Di Marzio, again, the predicted lineups I saw today have Dumfries instead of Darmian. And to be honest, you have to have either one. In my opinion, one of Gosens and Dumfries has to play in this game because we need some counter-attacking speed. And now Gosens isn't the quickest player. He's not a speed stuff for any, by any imagination, but he's quicker than Di Marco for sure. He's quicker than Darmian for sure. And he's got fresh legs. So actually, I am in I know Di Marco has been playing really well, but he's been playing a lot of games recently. And against Sassuolo, he wasn't particularly that great. And as I pointed out in the post-match review of the Barcelona game, Di Marco's actually delivery wasn't that good, even though he was probably my man of the match. So I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't be against Gosens starting, to be honest. Then if it's Gosens starting, then yeah, I would go with Darmian on the other side because then at least we've got one safer option on the other side and one more attacking option on this side. But if it is Di Marco, I know Darmian played a really, really smart, really good game, especially defensively in the first time round. But I would want to see at least Dumfries starting. I liked what I saw from Dumfries against Sassuolo. As I said, I think after Dzeko, he was my man of the match. And he's only one of the few ones that has the athleticism and counter-attacking pace on our team. They are going to leave us space on the counter-attack. So, as I said, I hope one of Gosens or Dumfries starts just because of their counter-attacking ability. And I hope Inzaghi thinks about Bellanova, using Bellanova in the second half with tired legs. Like, he is probably the quickest player on our team. That guy has absolutely crazy amount of speed in open space. If the game is still tied or we need a goal, like I would insert Bellanova in there to try to counterattack Barcelona. I like this lineup better than the 3-5-1 I saw with Gag starting. Oh yeah, that one, that one was posted like 3 or 4 days before the game. Like, I don't like these newspapers know what they're doing. Like the fact that they know how to get us Interisti going, putting Gagliardini in there, is going to get the fan base riled up, sharing the picture. But I am in favor of the 3-5-1-1. I would have been in favor of playing Martinez, Lautaro up front, and then having Mkhitaryan just in behind him, pack the midfield even a little bit, even a bit more. Having one of Gagliardini or Aslani in there. And then in the second half, you can bring on Dzeko, you can bring on, more attacking players, but keep it nice and tight for the first 50, 60 minutes at least. The stream did coincide with this Juve implosion. Beautiful, beautiful timing by the football gods. Lukaku will be back to start part against Salernitana. Well, Lautaro will be lined first to start part against Salernitana. Salernitana man, as some people call him, his favorite team to score against. Gosens also more solid defensively. I agree. With Di Marco, just because he's been showing recently that he's been solid defensively doesn't mean that now he's a solid defensively player. We need a bigger sample size now with Di Marco to show. Like, we can't just say, like, I don't like it when people start saying, like, oh no, now it's fine, Di Marco is a solid defensive player. No, I still have the same concerns with Di Marco defensively, but he's showing improvement. Now we need to give him, this season to see, like, is this the real deal? Any player can go through a phase of form where they show, good phases of form. But as I said, Di Marco is actually showing good form in the stuff that we don't usually say that's his strength, like the defensive side, tackling, diagonals, just keeping it tight defensively, being 100% concentrated. Whereas going forward, he's not been as good as we'd expect him to. So yeah, Gosens too stiff defensively will be liable to start him against Dembele and Rafinha. Yeah, maybe, but it's just a case of doing what Di Marco did. I don't think it was anything particularly agile what Di Marco did. It was just about getting into the right angles to stop the crosses. But I guess Di Marco knows Dembele well now, so maybe it makes sense. But in this predicted lineup, it looks like the Rafinha might swap to the other side this time around, so we may have more swapping of wings this match round. But I don't know if that lineup is confirmed for Barcelona anyway. 100%. With Onana, we feel a lot more safer in the back, and building up from the back, we feel safer, and pinging those balls into Dzeko, Lautaro, or whoever it is. He's much better at doing that. Bring on Bella at 70. Yeah, I agree. Di Marco has lots of potential to grow. Yeah, he still does. In terms of other news, we know Correa still out, unfortunately. He would have been really handy in this game because Barcelona are going to be even more attacking, even more leaving space in behind, like they were doing at the San Siro, but even more at the Camp Nou. So his ability to get in behind and pace Correa is going to be missed in this game, even though he wasn't particularly that great against Barcelona, but he still was useful. And Lukaku, he would have been perfect for this game. Put him up against Eric Garcia, pin him against Eric Garcia, and yeah, he would have been eating on that right hand side, drifting in with his left foot. You're right, Denzel shouldn't start. If Deco starts, we need crosses, and Denzel takes too much time to cross in the first touch, so bad. That is also a downside of Denzel, but I do trust him. I do trust him in this match. I would start him in this match, honestly. I trust Denzel to be more useful in these types of matches where he's slower when there's defenders in front of him. But in this game, I think where there is going to be space for him to attack, I think he's going to be a threat. Darmian, unfortunately, you saw in the other Barca game, nothing came from Darmian's side. Like, he was very small, very useful, but nothing came from Darmian's side in terms of attacking. And yeah, you guys know basically the plan for Inter is going to be copy and paste from the other match. It's a 3-5-2, but you guys know it's going to be a 5-3-2. Keep it tight, keep it compact. Don't go out and press. Don't be idiots. Don't leave spaces in the middle for the midfield to dominate. Keep Barcelona on the wings and try to minimize the threat from the middle, and then Skriniar, De Vrij, Bastoni, in theory, should be able to win pretty much most of the headers, and hopefully Onana will be able to claim and be aggressive with the crosses, and hopefully he doesn't drop any this time round. As I said, I would like Dumfries or Gosens to get into the middle of the box with their aerial threat. And yeah, De Vrij, Bastoni, Skriniar, don't be afraid to hit these balls in behind. We saw Christensen is not going to be there. Christensen is also injured for this game, so it's probably going to be PK and Eric Garcia, who are probably the slowest centre-back pairing possible. Hit them in behind. Try, be brave. Mkhitaryan, make the third man, make these types of runs in behind. If it's Gosens, DiMarco, whoever the wing-back is, make these runs in behind. Try to hit these balls in behind. They are very susceptible to these types of situations. Against Celta, they actually played Marcos Alonso as a centre-back, but I doubt they will do it in this game. But if they do, Marcos Alonso is his concentration levels are not good at all. And that's definitely something we should be able to take advantage of. We have to dominate that midfield of a geriatric and preteen now. They will dominate that midfield. You just know they will. But we just need to make sure to block the passing lanes. That's the most important thing. And this, guys, if we mess up on the counterattacks, I will lose my mind, because at the Camp Nou, you're not going to be given many chances. Barcelona, they're going to stifle you. They're going to have 70-80% possession. But when you have the opportunity to make counterattacks, to have transition moments like these, do not mess them up. I will scream. I will throw my remote. I will throw my phone at the screen if Lautaro messes up a counter like this, or if Barella stops or takes the wrong decision from a counterattack like this. Like, we need to, the few moments of transitions that we have, we need to be taking advantage of those, because Barcelona will not be giving us many opportunities. And we need to commit a few men forward, especially like in the first 50-60 minutes when we still have the juice in our legs. Don't try to go for the draw. Like, don't try to aim for a 0-0. Like, still try to get a few men forward, get some threat into the box, because otherwise Barca would just keep getting more and more confident getting into the game, committing more and more men forward, stifling us, suffocating us, and then this Inter team just hasn't shown that they're able to, keep a clean sheet like convincingly. Yes, we did it against Barcelona, but we couldn't do it against Sassuolo. We couldn't do it against Lazio, Udinese. Like, this team is fragile at the back. We cannot rely on, being able to another clean sheet. We need to be trying to score at least one goal this game, at least one goal. We need to, and like in this game, in this moment here, 63rd minute, and we've committed 6 men forward like this. If Lautaro got the pass right, and then Darmian, usually Darmian in this position will be able to get a decent cross in. This could have been, a very, very juicy goal scoring opportunity. We need to be taking advantage of this type of situation 100%. So yeah, but in terms of team news, I heard that Kessie is actually back in training, but yeah, he probably won't be starting for Barcelona. So yeah, he would have been a box-to-box threat with his late runs into the box. But yeah, you saw in the first game already, I think Gavi and Pedri will have the better of our midfield anyway. But it's good that, yeah, they don't have as many options. Frankie de Jong, though, he's back. He played 30 minutes against Celta Vigo. There's talks that Xavi may even play a 4-man midfield to just try and really dominate the midfield. So let's see. And yeah, he could be a really good weapon off the bench for Barcelona. He's a very good ball carrying, dribbling midfielder, Frankie. Ahmad says, do you think Inzaghi might surprise them, press from the beginning to get an early goal? Nah, I doubt it. I think, but Inter do need to start. Yeah, we can't start off like on the back foot. We definitely need to start, try get a good start, put Barcelona on the back foot, and then obviously, after the 5th, 10th minute, we'll probably revert back and sit back deep. But we need to make sure that we start off really well. So I think it could be a good tactic in terms of starting and pressing early. But I think it depends who we start up front. I think if it's Dzeko, Lautaro, I don't think we'll be able to press that well. Most people believe we will lose by 3-4 goals last game, and we won. I still believe we can win. Yeah, I know we did it last time around, but that was the San Siro as well at the Camp Nou. I just really, really struggled to see it, honestly speaking. Basta will get a Real Madrid player treatment. Yeah, we talked about him, Mr. Jesus. He's definitely going to be singled out by them, 100%. And maybe, Hakan or one of the midfielders can catch, Ter Stegen off his guard again. As Hakan said, Onana and Lukaku told him that Ter Stegen is weak on his right side. So Mkhitaryan, Barella, these guys need to try to pop some shots off from the edge of the box whenever we get the chance. Let me see if I can get some last minute team news for Barcelona in terms of their injury situation, because Depay is definitely out for them at the moment. Let's have a look. Preview. Yeah, let me share my screen with you guys. This is what Who Scored says. So they've got Ansu Fati starting instead of Rafinha, which would also be interesting. Rafinha didn't do too much against us, so yeah. And they've got Garcia and Piqué centre back. So yeah, pretty much same apart from Fati starting. Who scored have DiMarco and Dumfries. And then injuries, yeah, we've got Brozovic, Correa, and Dalbert. Cordas is out. Jeez, we've got 2 keepers out at the moment. Brazil, Lukaku, Kunde's out, Depay's out. As I said, Kessie says is out, but I saw that he's back in training now. Bellerin's out, Araujo and Christensen. So definitely both teams have got some important injuries. So this is the time to take advantage of Barcelona, if there ever was time to take advantage. Yeah, no, I know how we went to Anfield, but that was, we were lucky that game, Ahmed, bro. Like, I've rewatched that Anfield game. Liverpool hit the post, the crossbar, goal line clearance from Vidal. Like, it was, we were really holding on for dear life in that game. So, and the way that they've made those rules, it seemed like they're really going to stifle Inter fans. They're going to put them in that little corner in the Camp Nou. That was also a great difference between Handa and Onana. The small thing of what side to shoot made a huge difference in the end. Yeah, exactly. Mira and Mattia speaking in their native language. But yeah, guys, let's finish up with the match prediction. Let's go. Give me your match prediction. Let's finish up. We're coming up to the 1 hour mark. As I said, I just don't see. I can't predict. I can be gassed and all that. I can be in Mourinho mode and all that kind of stuff. But I just can't predict a win, honestly speaking. But how sweet would it be if we get Inzaghi doing this celebration tomorrow, guys?
Despair for Guardiola, joy for Mourinho.
Imagine, Inter managed to get the draw or even the win. The water sprinklers come on, that same type of vibe. Like, imagine Inzaghi, that could then, I'm sure the Inzaghi out will have to die back down a little bit again. So yeah, let's see what your match predictions are. Mighty Mouse says 2-1. I will believe to the end. Yes, sir. I will believe to the end as well. Positive Mighty Mao. Eduardo says 1-0 winning or 1-1. Jesus, Eduardo, you've as usual, he started off low and now he's being positive again. Denzel Dumfries in the house. What's up, brother? As I said, I hope you do start and I hope you do put in a great performance. He says 1-2 to Inter. Mr. Jesus says 1-1 dreadful match. Bro, that's the type of match I want. I want a dreadful match. I want an ugly, dirty match. I want the neutrals to be saying this Inter team is awful to watch. I want full terrorism out there and just a just get the job done. Just get the job done. Yeah, bro, Mohammed wants to see that legendary celebration as well. 1-0 again, Barella cross to Lautaro. I hope you are right, Balkan Warrior. We have to win. We have to win for football. While Barcelona did to cook the books to register players has to be denounced. Yeah, I agree. My heart is telling me 2-1, but my head is telling me 2-2. Oh man, 2-2 is too many goals to concede. I'm gonna brace my inner passion merchant and go with my heart. 1-1 with at least one red card. Yeah, that's a good shout. There probably is going to be some red card either way tomorrow. just because of how the hype around the pressure on the referee is built at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. 1-1, Matthias says. Wow, look at even Matthias going. It's, this is positive. Matthias, 1-1. 0-0, green to draw. I would sign up for that right now, Lillian. 100%. Is there any watch along tomorrow? No, there isn't. Maybe Mo on Inter Worldwide might do one. I'm definitely not doing one. Actually, I don't actually think I'll be able to watch most of the match tomorrow. I might be out, which is a shame. So whatever reaction is going to be from me tomorrow is going to be like a partial. I'll probably just react to the result or maybe the last 20, 30 minutes to the game, because I am going to be out tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss. I don't know how much of the game I'm going to miss, but I'm definitely not going to be able to watch all of it. 0-1 from the heart. Nicola, bro, I hope you are right. I'm going to go. I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to do the job. I'm not going to think we're going to win, but I think we're going to get a 1-1 draw. I think a goal from Mkhitaryan. I'm seeing a goal from Mkhitaryan for some reason. I've put him in the thumbnail. I'm seeing a goal from Mkhitaryan, 1 goal from Ansu Fati or Dembele for Barcelona in the late stages. Again, I think the match is going to open up in the later stages. And yeah, both teams are going to score in the second half, I believe. So that's it, guys. That is my match prediction. It seems like most people are leaning towards the draw, at least, and even some getting talking about a win. We'll see. We'll see tomorrow, guys. I'm leaving you guys now. Let's see what the Juve score is. Hopefully, still losing. Still losing 2-0. My goodness, I need to tune into that. And of course, tuning into the AC Milan game. I actually want Milan to win because I want Milan to go further in the group stages and this round of 16, so they can not have as much energy for Serie A, because we cannot have Milan winning the Serie A back to back. I'm sorry to Football Drone and if there's any Milan fans in the house, but it is what it is. But I'm still wanting you guys to win, so I am hoping for a Milan win still. Guys, like and subscribe. Thank you, Eduardo, for the reminders. Later, there is Milan fans in the house. I think we will lose to Chelsea. Come on, bro. We need to do it for Serie A. Napoli at the moment waving the flag for Serie A. Hopefully, Inter do it tomorrow. You guys need to do it as well because, Juventus are definitely not doing it. Sean, playing the long game. Exactly, bro. Exactly. You got to think. You got to play chess, not checkers. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. 1 hour live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. See you tomorrow for the post-match reaction. Let's see if these guys can replicate those triplete vibes. Let's see if Inzaghi is going to be out there celebrating on the Camp Nou pitch. Ciao ragazzi, forza Inter.